Pig, 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 pig. It's time to play Pygmalion. Oh, also, my name's Rhapsody. This is the Bazaar. Hello. We're using the free daily ranked ticket to go in and see what the guy can do. I mean, it's been a while since I've used the crook. Are you gonna immediately offer me the opportunity? No, but you will give me yo-yo. When you use an adjacent item, charge is 2 seconds. There's bandages every 4 seconds, heal 10 and shield 10. Textiles every 4 seconds, shield 20 and then heal equal to your shield. And then finally the safe. When you sell this, get 3 spare change. Safe, irrelevant. Textiles and bandages, Yo-yo gives us access to a lot of triggers. It's hard not to take it. Especially because it's already turned up at silver. Finn's Big Bite for max HP. More than happy to take that early on, especially as Pygmalion. I get a little bit more max HP out of it, the 15, rather than the 12.5 for the other characters. But we also get the 5 regen, and that'll keep us healthy through a lot of fights. Alright, Kyber Drone. You have the Insect Wing. When you sell this, reduce your leftmost items cooldown by 3%. The Eagle Talisman for leftmost item gets 5% crit chance. And the skill Trained. When you slow a weapon, gains 5 damage to the fight. So, realistically, what do you do with Pygmalion these days, right? He has so much easy access via Yo-Yo, the Marbles, and Matchbox, and Bushel, and Fort, and Model Ship, and anyway, he has so much easy access to going infinite. But your job is to find how to make that have an impact on board. Fiery Matchbox does that by itself.
You seem like a nice person. Maybe too nice.
But we're pretty far away from that with a Yo-Yo right now. Use an adjacent item, charge this 2 seconds. There is Sylvia here, like a really early Sylvia. I would be able to sell Lanchan, which means I would have 13, which means I can re-roll and pick up a silver tier medium item. Ooh. Or I could sell Lanchan and pick up a silver tier large property. Pawn shop. When you sell an item, this gains 1 value. You have increased health equal to 10 times this item's value. Doesn't really do too much for us, unfortunately. Double whammy, deal damage equal to 10% of your max health every 12 seconds, multicast 2, so that's 60 damage. Woof. And rewards card. When you visit a merchant, this and the item to the left of this gain 2 value. That would be a good way to get a little bit ahead of the money. None of these are going to win me my first fight, though. Marbles shows up at silver. When you use an adjacent item, charge us 2 seconds. Lanchan's here, but it only deals 10 damage every 25 seconds, so I think I'm better off taking business card and investing for future merchants. Battlefield gives me a small weapon, and I can't imagine many things I need more than that right now. Pepper Spray. The first time you fall below half health each fight, slow all enemy items for a second. So, realistically, our build is not good at all. That's fine. It's got 2 silver-tiered items that are pretty good and relevant. Now I just need to find a way to make them do something. The fact that they both come at silver tier rather than bronze tier, like, compared to bronze tier, they have doubled the amount they charge when you use an item next to them. That makes them so much more efficient. Okay, so my enemy will have scaling shielding courtesy of Wallace, but we're also perma-slowing their stuff. They're hasting it in return, but with as much more max HP as I have over them, and the fact that I have regen, it's not impossible that I still win this fight. Like, is Wallace even gonna have time to go off again? If it does, they probably win, though. But it doesn't have time. The fact that we could field a board this greedy and still get the win on day one is boding very well for what we're doing. So we're looking for short cooldown timers. Curio. The idea of going there and getting proboscis so that I could actually translate the damage from marbles into, or the slow from marbles into damage, I would love to do that. The only problem is, outside of proboscis there, almost everything is a huge whiff. How greedy do I really want to be?
Reuse, recycle, relax.
The answer is I probably should have been slightly less greedy than I chose to be. Tourist Chariot every 4 seconds, shield 20. When you sell this, your items gain +1 in value. There's a Salamander Pup for increasing the value of a theoretical future matchbox. Fang every 4 seconds, deal 5 damage. Ruined Axe for increasing damage. Stinger, Feather. Feather is nice. I think I buy 3 things here. I think one of them is Feather.
Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
I care about speed of activation, but I also care about scaling. The only thing is I don't really have scaling being offered to me right now. I could also reroll looking for the proboscis, but like... that is way too dangerous. Taking Salamander Pup so that I can try and use it... Because Salamander Pup is great, but only if I get Matchbox. And if I don't get Matchbox, I don't want Salamander Pup in the first place. I could also leave here with a little bit more money intact. Business card will still be some money in the future for selling. Pepper Spray probably wants to get out of here as well. I mean, I'll take it at the moment. Maybe I should take Fang. Just a faster attacking weapon to put beside my stuff.
Trash is tragedy. Reuse
I'll take Fang and Blue Nanas. Teaches bronze tier skills at Pip.
Older than me.
Give me the 10 gold! I am desperate for 10 gold right now. When you buy a weapon, get 20 max HP. I mean, it's nice, but I'm desperate for 10 gold.
All you can for me. See Argenta. She's wonderful.
Mountain Pass. Aiding the convoys to avoid the dangerous Mountain Pass. Admittedly, I'm not very powerful, so the idea of going to the Mountain Pass for a fight is really daunting. And he sells small items, and small items are pretty much exactly what I need to field right now. 10 additional damage to the Pepper Spray at this point, this early on, honestly, probably worthwhile for us.
You want to buy that? I mean, excellent choice.
I could also take a copy of Succulents.
You're a smart one.
Just a fast trigger every... It's a faster trigger than Pepper Spray, of course. Every 4 seconds, it heals as 1 and then permanently gains 1 heal for the rest of the fight. Oh, for the rest of the run, rather. Oh, wow. Okay. We found some real value here. So I'm going to buy bandages first and then sell the feathers, decreasing the cost of the bandages or the of the bandages. Cooldown, that's the word I was looking for. Cooldown. And then I'm going to buy Piggy Bank. When you sell this, you get spare change equal to its value at the start of each hour. Spend 2 gold and get 1 value.
Buyer's remorse never. Be remorseless.
And then I'm going to buy the rewards card. When you visit a merchant, the item to the left of this gets 1 value.
Tell everyone you got it here.
So giving additional value to the piggy bank from the rewards card, I mean, I could sell business card right now, but realistically, I'm making an investment in getting a bunch of money mid-game and just using this board to kind of drag along. With no damage scaling on my field, I don't think I can take out Rogue Scrapper. I don't think I can take out Borea. I can probably keep the Coconut Crab at bay. We're gonna have some struggle combats. We really don't have much damage represented. But again, as I said, that's going to be the kind of journey of this, trying to figure out how we generate damage with our resources. I'm glad I didn't go with the full reroll in Curio, just deep looking for the proboscis. But I am also sad that I didn't see the mosquito today. Seeing the giant mosquito fight would have been ideal. Possibility of picking up a silver proboscis. A silver proboscis this early.
Believe you'll win, and you'll win. But not against me.
Seashell will see shield us. Ooh, Lost Crate. That'll give us the ability to get our level up and 2 additional board slots before we get to the next fight, as well as a little bit of gold here. We are Pygmalion, which does make me want to go to the Jungle Ruins. But I only have 1 more item to even field right now. If I went to JJ, I actually would have, 3 value in the piggy bank, 2 value in the rewards card. When I sell the piggy bank, that's another 3 value. So I actually do have a lot of things I can buy there. It's just turning down income for that is pretty hard.
Come on in.
But I'll do it.
Let's chat.
Ganjo, give us some scaling. Every 4 seconds, adjacent weapons gain 4 damage for the fight, and adjacent heal items gain 5 heal, shield items gain 5 shield. I want that. I think that'll be a really good item on field. I think that'll be a really good replacement for Succulents and probably the Fang. That'd give us the ability to put bandages and Ganjo between the bandages and the yo-yo. So the yo-yo is actually dealing scaling damage, and the bandages is dealing scaling, healing, and shielding. Marbles is there to continue slowing the enemy. Yeah, I mean, it all works out. It just comes down to what do I sell to get it. There's also cash register at the start of each day, get 2 spare change, and it's silver tier. So, like, should I generate 12 gold before I leave here? And if I do, how do I do it? There's 6 in the piggy bank, 3 for it initially, and then the 3 gold that comes out of it. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could sell Succulents and Fang, but then I don't have enough space on board to actually field everything that I want. The Ganjo wants to be gotten in addition to the cash register, not instead of. And then annoyingly, the other side of this is if I just want to buy the Ganjo, I have to still get 3 money. So like I'm selling the piggy bank, I guess. Piggy bank can get a lot more powerful than this with the rewards card giving it additional money. But alas.
Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
Time's call. 5 bronze tier spare change, a bronze tier item, bronze tier loot item. I'm going to go for a bronze tier item. Oh, Autobattler. Autobattler is a really interesting bronze tier item to get because a lot of the time, Autobattler doesn't even care if it's bronze tier. If you give it enough damage, because its only increase as it levels up is that it gets more damage. And then that damage gives it the ability to attack faster. But if you can give it damage from a different source, you don't even need it to level up. The different source is often a crook, which, I mean, I'll hold it Lardle, hoping to see a crook in the future. That'd be nice. We don't have enough damage scaling for a Tladdle to really seriously field it on this board. Seashell, I only have 1 aquatic item on board, so do I want... I probably want the shielding from Seashell more than I want the damage from Fang, admittedly. I mean, like, this is Vanessa that lost day 1, but I did not get significantly more powerful over the course of the last day. I put a lot more things on board, but that doesn't make me more powerful. Oh boy, they have a trebuchet and a captain's wheel at silver tier already. Well, I will be losing this fight. I can't imagine a world where I actually manage to scale past them. My healing is scaling up, which is nice. My regen is certainly doing a lot of work for us. Pepper Spray hasn't even been triggered yet, I don't think. Hang on, we scaled past him. We managed to use the bandages with the increases from the Ganjo to keep the damage from the Trebuchet at bay. I'm very, very, very surprised by that. We can upgrade the Ganjo and roll with it for maybe another day or two. Bakun sells medium and large items, buys your small items at +1 value. I do have a lot of small items to sell you, which makes that pretty impactful. Eating contest, 150 max HP is huge, but I need to get more powerful. I'm gonna have to go to Bakun here.
Small things?
Weights. Every 5 seconds, your weapons deal 5 additional damage, and your heal items deal 5 additional heal for the fight. First things first.
I'll never resell this. Oh, it's like the baby birds that nested in my mother.
I'm going to sell the easy ones to sell. Second thing second, weights definitely has place in this field. Good for damage scaling, good for healing scaling. Good for what I'm trying to do with the yo-yo. I don't really heal enough to charge the weights faster, though, which is kind of a little bit concerning about it. And it would be weights and then reroll. And then the reroll is hoping to find Ganjo, ATM, Fixer-Upper. The list is vanishingly small at the moment. Model ship, but like we're on day 3, so it's only a 20% chance for the silver items to show up. I say looking at Booba Trap. I don't think I can take weights right now. But it would be some scaling on board, and I like scaling. The only problem is my enemies will just hit me in the face big. I'm gonna take the weights and reroll. I ummed and ahed about it for a really long time, and I decided I would rather take some action. Oh, save! When you sell this, get 3 spare change. You buy that from Bakun. You sell that back to Bakun. He says he's sure it was a good trade, and then you get more money than you paid him in the first place. You sell it back to him for 6, where you buy it for 4. Fixer-Upper. At the start of each day, upgrade this. This is not only an economic play for us, but it also gives us the ability to, I mean, some additional shielding on the field. That's not really relevant yet. I guess the shielding will get better with Ganjo. But we also need the shielding for Yo-Yo. Anyhow, the Fixer-Upper is going to be useful for us, not only for the economic investment, but also because it will give us a fast property trigger. That's one of the other reasons I wanted ATM.
Mister. Anyway, thanks.
There's already health, toughness, and shield items. I'm not going to say there's none of those that we want, but the lost crate for 2 gold and 1 experience certainly seems a little healthier at the moment. Fixer-Upper shielding for 3 every 3 seconds is nothing right now. Pepper Spray still matters on field. Succulence is kind of important right now, but I think I could lose it for weights in order to have some additional healing scaling on the bandages, as well as damage scaling on Yo-Yo and Pepper Spray. We can definitely beat Rogue Scrapper. The scaling on the bandages will get high enough, I feel. I don't know if I can beat Scout Trooper before Scout Trooper does enough damage to beat me. Thankfully, with marbles, we will have a lot of things slowed on their board, which is really nice. Rogue Scrapper's just definitely better items for us right now. Scout Trooper, I guess, could give us the... Oh, Scout Trooper actually does have an interesting hit. Weak Point Detector. Cooldown 6 seconds. Your weapons gain +6 damage for the fight. When you slow, charge this 2 seconds. That'd be a really good replacement for weights. Just because the marbles triggers 2 slow triggers. So that's most of the cooldown of Weak Point Detector already done. I'm going to check. Weak Point Detector, when you level up, Do you level up how fast you speed up? No, you always charge by 2 seconds when a slow is occurring. Okay. The fact that we also have pepper spray to slow the enemy down, honestly, I think I might be able to take the scout trooper fight. I do think it's worth us finding out. They're important items. The laser pistol, the bolus, the Uzi, the grappling hook, all of those are small items, so I'll have the opportunity to slow them with my marbles. Also, a couple of them are ammo-related items, both the bolus and the Uzi. So once those run out of ammo, the enemy's damage goes significantly down. Yeah. Okay, we're actually a lot more potent than I think I am. I am clearly much more reserved than I need to be. Dang, Eagle Talisman. I was really hoping for the weak point detector so I could really use it for the first time. Upgrade bronze! Upgrade your leftmost bronze tier item. In my mind, that has to be the Ganjo right now. It is single-handedly the only reason I'm surviving. Finn's Big Bite for more max HP. I'll give the 5% crit chance to the yo-yo. I do like medium items at middle. I mean, 20% chance of upgrading. Well, not 20% chance of upgrading a Ganjo, just a 20% chance she generates a silver item, and this silver item could be Ganjo. Weights upgrade, admittedly, would be really good. Finding ATM or model ship. Both also really good, but honestly, getting some additional regen and max HP from Finn. All the way up to 666 max HP and 10 regen. Should get us to a pretty good position here. Business card, that's going to level up the next time I visit a business, which could be JJ's here. I don't feel like I'm powerful enough to go to the mountain pass and look for the fight, right? I feel like I need to get more power. Well, there's the matchbox. It's only bronze tier at the moment, so I don't know if I field it yet, but we definitely collect it. Regal Blade, Cash Register, and Safe. I could take Cash Register right now, but realistically, I'm keeping Fixer Upper. I'll keep Autobattler for the possibility it goes back on board. I've got a couple other medium items. If I see a high enough level crook, it can go on board. Matchbox, you do want to be fielded. And you will be a much faster resolution than Succulents. So it's just a much faster trigger for the marbles. And I don't want to take any of the rest of those, I don't think. Not unless I want to get rid of the Autobattler or Fixer Upper. Those are both kind of investment plays of a type. All it really takes is an enemy that has their impact already on board or scales faster than me. Scaling faster than me is very, very easy to do. Their impact is probably going to be on board with only 4 items there. One of them is a Trebuchet. When you use another weapon or haste, charges 2 seconds. It has lifesteal. They've got a fishing rod for giving aquatic items haste, but it's not next to their aquatic items, so it doesn't give any haste. Which means they see no haste triggers on that Trebuchet. I take no joy in winning this fight. This feels like a cruelty.
Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
I'm getting really, really nervous about starting to lose. I've been very greedy. Andy, you sell small items. It's very likely here we'll be able to find Matchbox marbles or Yo-Yo's upgrade. If none of them, I'll take bandages.
Size dilutes the brain. Mind is highly concentrated.
Halliday is a good carrier of damage in a world where weights is going off reasonably, but damage is not our problem. Survivability is. I'll upgrade the Succulents, but realistically, Succulents goes off of this board pretty quickly.
Can't buy class had neither.
There's the bandages upgrade, and
Remember,
there's a piggy bank for
diamonds
us.
come in small boxes. I think that suits you beautifully.
Piggy bank will hang out on the right side of the rewards card, getting additional value. There's also an Uwashiwali bird here. It gets +1 multicast for each property you have. There's a world where weights was our main scaling item, and then Uwashiwali wants to be on field with weights and ATM and fixer-upper and yo-yo and marbles, but like, that's getting him further and further and further away from reality here. I don't think that's coming back. Sylvia. Well, I gotta say, I do have money. Look at this business card. That's got a lot of money invested in it. Sylvia, show me what you're offering. That's the ATM. Honestly, I think weights is probably less valuable than picking up an ATM right now. Is that true? Do I believe that? ATM is definitely good for the income. It's 2 income right now. It's a very small amount of shielding it applies, but it applies it much more consistently. It's probably not better yet, but it has good potential. Am I holding on Fixer-Upper for a full another day just to get 6 gold? I had to hold on to it for 2 days to get 6 gold. It breaks even right now. I mean, there's... A Beast of Burden isn't awful, but when you've got Yo-Yo's Marble and Matchbox, how do you suddenly pick up a Beast of Burden and go with it, you know? I don't really like the idea of just sitting here and re-rolling as well. No, I'm gonna get rid of the Fixer-Upper and take the ATM. I need the ATM to be doing something additional. So, like, you know, it having a fast cooldown is nice, admittedly. But is that nicer than having Succulents and Pepper Spray on board? Probably not at the moment. Is it nicer than having weights on board? And being a faster adjacency... It's not actually a faster adjacency. Ganjo has to be adjacent to the Yo-Yo for my scaling damage, especially if weights is off board. Marbles and Yo-Yo want to be adjacent to one another because they want to be adjacent to the other fastest triggering object, which is the other one, and they make each other the fastest triggering object by being adjacent to them. And then Matchbox on the other side charges with non-weapon item usage, so it's definitely going to have a lower cooldown than like 3 seconds. Which means the ATM doesn't go on this board. I keep trying to improve this board, and I keep just making the same board the same. Deadly Crooner, do you have a silver tier Ganjo? And if you do, will you give it to me? You do have a silver tier Ganjo. Well, do you care to answer my second question as well then, friend? Thankfully against these enemies who, you know, like, especially if I get to slow their weapon early on, they're not actually dealing any damage to my max HP, so my weights is going off very quickly because I'm healing while I'm at max HP, so it's charging 2 seconds. They've got a very effective textiles there, unfortunately for us. Grand. Holiday. Every 6 seconds, deal 8 damage with a multicast of 2. That probably replaces Pepper Spray. Yeah, the multicast especially, I think, makes it worth it. Argenta teaches silver tier skills. What do you got for me? Oh, okay. I didn't actually expect to find anything good here. Flanking criticals, the first time you use a large item, each find adjacent items get 15% crit chance for the fight. Sure. Brawler, 100 max HP per weapon you have. Endurance. When you use a weapon, your healing items gain +10 healing for the rest of the fight.
We made progress today. I'm proud of you.
With that with Yo-Yo and Harley on the field, we're really going to actually scale the additional healing from the succulents and the bandages. We might even get to the point where it's much more comfortable triggering weights. Orion sells tools. That could include the weights, but not the ganja, which is an instrument. Economic Seminar, though, is really hard to turn down. You pay 4 and you get 2 economic items or skills. One of them is your shield items at +1 shield for each 4 gold you have. And then the other is a briefcase. When you sell this, get 2 spare change, and you also sell it for 2 itself. Lost crate. I'm going to go with Kina. I have a lot of money right now, and I would like to translate that into advantage.
Reward the peaceful, punish the warful.
You take the matchbox when it's offered, especially because doubling that cooldown speed.
Never hear no again.
I'll throw the briefcase to get it.
Your aura guided me to what you needed.
I'm going to throw 2 more spare change to have a look at the reroll. Bushel. When you shield, charge this 1 second. Admittedly, it doesn't make sense in the build at the moment, but in some theoretical future, it could be interesting. Fast shield triggers from ATM, that kind of thing. I'm going to try and hold on to the business card until it's desperately necessary that I actually sell that. Upgrading rewards card is nice. It gives out a lot of value. And then there's also Bushel, which I could start collecting. But I think if I want Bushel, I could also just get it later. And I don't have enough shield triggers at the moment to want Bushel. So I'll sell Pepper Spray, pick up the upgraded rewards card, and move on. It definitely seems like the best board I can field right now. Do I want to enhance my damage by putting the matchbox in the center? When you use a non-weapon item, charges 2 seconds. So no, it's not getting better for any alternate adjacency here. Alright. Ligero. Was your record also full losses? Are we just going up against Vanessas that have lost every
You
run?
should know, I'm a bit of a legend.
Ooh,
on
tempering.
that
When
one.
you use... Nope, never mind. You've won all of them. When you use a weapon, give it 3 damage to the fight. There's the barrel. There's the pearl. Beach ball catfish, puffer fish. That's pretty early. I mean, I have scaling damage, but... And they've got a bronze tier barrel. I've also got a lot of healing, so I'll be able to navigate the amount of poison they're putting on us, which is really nice. In fact, the healing is really ridiculous. It is truly insane how good my healing is getting here.
Defeat
That'll
does
be another
not
win.
Defeat me.
I really need to solidify what my board is doing. I'm nervous. How can I be nervous while I'm winning? I found a way to be nervous whilst winning. If I went and fought at the mountain pass, it would be entirely possible they give me Lich right now. What a nightmare. I'm going to JJ. You sell broad items. Show me something good. Textiles, every 4 seconds, shield 10, and then heal equal to your shields. It's a security system. When you use a property, this gains 20 damage to the fight, but it only attacks every 8 seconds. Honestly, no for all of these, and Silk as well. Dog, when you sell a small item, this gains 3 damage. Unfortunately, it's bronze tier. Lumbors, every 8 seconds deal 10 damage. Your weapons gain 4 damage for the fight. Multicast 2. Not fast enough scaling to really justify 2 slots on our board. And then finally, Igloo. Every 6 seconds, freeze an item for 1 second. Shield 50. The first time you fall below half health each fight, use this. I don't think any of these are worth reducing the amount of items that I have on board.
That's okay. It was nice to see you.
Oof. Piggy bank currently sells for 8. So if I sold the Tladdle and the ATM, then I could sell the piggy bank. Non-weapon items in Kina do have an appeal, and again, I do feel like I need to get more powerful rather than go for the economic seminar at the moment. It's just, if I move ahead one more space, I'm going to get the rewards card to trigger on piggy bank again, and I'm going to get piggy bank to invest in itself. Kina selling non-weapon items could be selling the bushel at a quality that I care about, though. I'm going to throw both of those. Break the piggy bank. And then let the rewards card upgrade the value of a spare change. Oh, yes. Weights upgrade. Yes. Literally doubles the scaling it provides. 5 to 10 on both the healing and damage that it increases for other items. Also, the business card is now diamond tier, so it gets 3 additional value every time I visit a merchant. We found the Ganjo upgrade as well as a new piggy bank. Ganjo will now be giving 15 to its adjacencies. The fact that we found both the weights and Ganjo upgrade actually means that I think I can stick with this build a little while longer.
You are enough, friend.
We also level up as we move one more space, getting... Ooh, capital gains. Gain 2 income. If you have at least 25 gold, gain an additional 2. I think this is a perfect situation for me to sell my business card and gain 4 income for it. Trash down mare! Doodah, doodah! So Trashdown Mare has access to the skills Augmented Weaponry. Your weapons have 1 additional damage when you sell a small item, increases bonus by 1 damage. And also, I've been told Augmented Defenses can't drop, but then also someone told me it can, but it might have been coming from the Zerf and Safari event, so I can't necessarily take that as confirmation. Anyhow, if Augmented Shields also can drop from this fight, then it is your shields have +1 to shielding when you sell a small item, increase the value of that effect. And I am holding a lot of small items. Fine, you can give me a temporary shelter instead. Every 6 seconds, shield 20. When you sell a small item, this gains 10 shield. I gotta be honest, fielding that would be good. I have to sell 2 items to even be able to take it in the first place. Sylvia selling silver tier items. Chocolate contest for chocolate bars. Wow. We can really get this temporary shelter a lot of value. So it'd be 5 here for... We can get it 120 shield. 6 seconds to provide 120 shield? That's not huge. Especially because it's so many slower triggers on our board. Alternatively, I could go to Sylvia looking for silver tier items and yo-yo, matchbox, marbles, bandages, weights, another ATM. All of these are insane hits. I gotta go to Sylvia. Holiday upgrade, I'll take that for 8 additional damage with its multi-strike. There's also Pig's Gym. Your weapons deal additional damage equal to this item's value for the fight. When you buy a weapon, this gains 1 value and you gain 20 max health. And Beast of Burden, which admittedly I do have a lot of money, but I don't think I want to start a Beast of Burden when I'm this far down the line for an infinite. I'm going to take Holiday and roll. Globe. At the start of each day, gain 100 max health. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want to be holding, thank you. I'll sell 2 spare change and pick up Globe. I'm honestly surprised we didn't find anything for the Infinite. Oh yeah, you sell weapons. 120 health at snack time is admittedly good, but Deadly Duel will let us level up before we get into the next fight, which that comes with 100 health, as well as more advantages. Mod Squad. I'm pretty sure we beat Mod Squad. Mod Squad also has its own scaling. Not only when it uses other friends, it gives additional burn to Charcoal, and then Charcoal applies that burn to us. But also when it uses friends, it gives 10 additional damage to Dozer. My damage is scaling a lot faster than I thought it would. I think it's because my weapons are giving additional healing to my healing items, which means my healing items are always healing me over the top, which causes weights to trigger. So this is a weights build. Crypto, at the start of each hour, set it between a random number, or set its value to a random number between 0 and 25 at the moment. 0 and 25 is actually how it goes. The fact that my attacks are scaling my weapons. Enhance your leftmost bronze or silver tier item. I feel like it should be Yo-Yo. There's a funny world where we give it to Temporary Shelter, but Temporary Shelter can't go on this board. I've got to give it to Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is not only my main damage dealer, but also it is the main tool through which I'm scaling the additional healing of the other items that then let me scale more damage as well. Sanjiji.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabarians.
Ooh, they've got augmented weaponry on that board, but it's not really affecting that much with only a single launch on. I can only slow small items with the marble, so that launch on is going to hit us pretty hard. Thankfully, I heal a lot. This works so much better than I thought it did. I am still nervous that this isn't working, and it's been working for 5 days straight. You know what it is? This is the build, this exact build, the Yo-Yo Marbles Matchbox. It's a build that's greater than the sum of its parts, and I'm looking at all of the parts and going, how can these add up to anything? But like, of course they do. I know they do. It's just, I really thought I was going to have to get better scaling than a gold tier Ganjo. But gold tier Ganjo, silver weights, why am I upset? Curio, you sell bronze tier natural items. The fact that you can now give me the Salamander Pop for Matchbox, or you could give me slow enhancement for marbles, or you could give me a proboscis, or you can go screw yourself.
Well, howdy.
I was about to say that in a much ruder way, but I decided not to. That's all quite enthusing to me. It enthuses me. I'm enthused. Salamander Pup.
Been sitting there 20 years. Wait,
That counts. Marble Scale Mill for 3 additional shield. 4 additional damage to a weapon or 4 additional shield from Spike Buckler. I'm not going to go with that. Maybe I should. Yo-Yo's going to stay on the field. It should have damage.
your part to clean up the bazaar.
Still no proboscis. I'm glad that I wasn't gambling for it here. I'll take 1 regen for the gland, especially because it sells for 1 as well. Blue Nanas gives us 20 health and sells for 1.
Reuse everything.
1% cooldown reduction to the board from Clockwork Blades. We'll take a Citrus
That's a bargain.
and Lifting Gloves for 3 damage to all my weapons on the board when I sell it. The Citrus is 2 gold for... because it sells for 0, so it's 2 gold for a single point of regen, but I'm still pretty happy with that.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Eagle Talisman for an additional 5% crit chance on the Yo-Yo, and now we're going well. I will want to get rid of the piggy bank very soon because... Actually, you know what? I'm getting rid of it right now. There's too many spaces. It's going to start eating up money. It'll eat 2 gold to gain 1 value, but I won't have enough slots to be able to actually get all of the spare change out of it. So I'm going to sell it now for only 7. Don't need to sell it spare change, though. And then we'll have the rewards card to give spare change additional value right now. Andy, you sell small items and you know exactly what I want. Tusked Helm, Laser Security, and Hatchet. No, thank you. Tusked Helm. Woof. It's just so slow. It's too slow. Speaking of too slow, heal equal to your gold. I mean, yeah, it's nice. Does it every 5 seconds, but like, is it better than any of my items on board at the moment? The answer is no. Pepper spray and then jewelry as well. Unfortunate.
If you want something big and ugly, go see Pole.
I thought you were going to say go look in a mirror, and I was going to get real mad. Dire Mosquito, you have an opportunity to do the funniest thing here. You could give me the proboscis. It says, when you slow, charge this 2 seconds. When the marbles is used, it slows 2 items. So the marbles would fully charge proboscis, and if proboscis is leveled up, the marbles can fully charge proboscis twice.
It's all about motivation. You gotta know what you're fighting.
Woo! 777, we got it. We hit the jackpot. That's proboscis. When you slow, charge this 2 seconds. So now I need to give that damage in some way. I mean, the weights will give it damage. I think it takes Harley's place on the field. Honestly, the shield scaling from bandages from Ganjo is not actually relevant to us. And the health scaling comes from our weapons being used. So I'm going to put proboscis on the other side, and it's going to gain damage. And then whenever marbles goes off, it causes proboscis to go off. Does that mean proboscis should be adjacent to marbles? Gives it 2 seconds worth of charge back every time it activates immediately? I think so. I am now reasonably powerful, so I feel comfortable going to the mountain pass and trying to take a fight. And the game doesn't feel comfortable with me trying to do that. Olin teaches gold tier skills. Reginald teaches heal and regeneration skills. Admittedly, the using a tool heals you is very, very powerful here because of the weights. Rukon teaches weapon skills and Olin teaches gold tier skills. I mean, there's a lot of gold tier skills that are really good, just in general.
I will not train you to kill. I will train you to live.
When you use a property, haste adjacent items for 1 second. When you buy a property, get a chocolate bar and a spare change, and also Diamond Heart. 300 max HP for each diamond tier item you have. That's unfortunate. Yep. Healthy tip, when you gain gold, gain max health equal to the amount of gold gained. Trader, at the start of each day, your items gain 1 value, and then finally, big numbers. Your items have your large items rather have 25% additional crit chance. I'm pretty unenthused about what I've seen here. I'm going to take healthy tip early on.
I think you will be ready for Adira's training.
Oh no, we don't have the business card for BazaarCon. Sadly, even if we don't, networking for 2 experience, even if I could have gotten 3 if I had my business card, is definitely worthwhile for us.
My dreams are too big for you to steal.
I moved the proboscis away from scaling damage again. Ooh. They've got a lot of burn on that field. Fiery honing steel, katana, fiery water wheel, and incendiary rounds. That's a surprising amount of burn for them to put on that field. In my mind, at least. because they don't seem to really have much reward for burning. Let's have a look at the resolutions there. So yeah, Proboscis actually resolved the most times out of any item. It doesn't trigger off of adjacency, it just triggers off of Marble's trigger, but Marble's triggers off of adjacency, so those are happy passing that back and forth easily. Did a lot of damage. Middle sells medium items, which is very easy to go to when there's no better options.
What can I get you?
Grindstone, I don't need Grindstone to increase my weapon damage. My current items are better at doing that. Silkstone and Booby Trap, no thank you. I was wondering if I'd be offered an upgrade to one of my things that I already have. I'm not, but I am offered the ability to pick up an ATM. When you buy this, get 2 income,
Just toss that on my back, and I'll trot it to your door.
as well as a masterpiece. At the start of each hour, this gains 1 value. I'll buy it for 8. By default, it sells for 4, so I only have to hold it for 4 hours until it's pure profit.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
What if it's this? Matchbox is the primary adjacency for speeding up Yo-Yo. And then this gives me the ability to scale the damage on the Proboscis, and the Proboscis still wants to be next to Marbles. Honestly, like, Marbles probably wants Weights as the other adjacency. Because Weights triggers more commonly than every 4 seconds, which is Bandage's trigger. It's time to uninvest in Holiday. And I think I sell all, yeah, I think I sell all the rest of these, so there goes 2 spare change in the ATM so that I can go to an eating contest and pick up some more HP. Get a silver tier item, silver tier loot item, silver tier change. Show me a silver tier item. Could have shown me a good one. Monocle, shield equity or gold. Not really what we're looking for. Thug, Thieves Guilds, Bonk, obviously, incredible hits there. You have an improvised club, improvised bludgeon as well, I believe. So that'd be great for enhancing the slow of the marbles. Realistically, it comes down to, do I think I scale faster than Radiant Corsair? Which I do think I do. Aggravatingly. I will say, with... Oh, what'd you spyglass? What got slowed? Oh, the weights got slowed. That's actually kind of bad. That's a lot of my scaling. Oh, yikes. They gave me a big crit with the Anka. With the Anka. Okay, the succulents and the bandages are doing really good healing work here. We've already gotten through their first health bar. And that's the second one. So in 30 seconds, I'm capable of doing about 6.5 thousand damage. Fire a katana every 2 seconds, deal 16 damage, and then burn 3. That's a nice, fast-attacking weapon. Shame I'm still not sure if we can field it. It's a nice, fast-attacking weapon. Is it better than the 2 tools that keep me alive? The scaling tool? The other scaling tool that keeps my weapon damage up? My infinites? I don't know if it's better than any of the things that I do. We could go get a gumball. Gumballs can be good. I'd mainly want crit chance from the gumball, to be fair. Flex sells max health items. Like... Lemonade stand that has a fiery enchantment would be really good, but other than that, basically, I don't think I really want to go there. I could hold Lion's Cane. I could upgrade Globe. Yeah, it's probably more valuable than Gumball Machine with the amount of money I have.
Can I help you?
Pawn Shop. When you sell an item, this gains 2 value. You have increased max health equal to 15 times the value. There's Pig's Gym and a Jabalian Longbow there as well, but a low quality Jabalian Longbow. I'm not going to want any of these. I'd have to sell, what, 6 items after buying Pawn Shop for it to be worth it for us? It's such a limitation on my inventory at the moment. Lemonade Stand. When you sell a small item, get 10 max health. Picking that up so I could theoretically pick up the Fiery Enchantment gives it the ability, when you sell a small item, give your leftmost burn item +1 burn. And then that suddenly solves all of our damage problems. So it is hard to ignore the Lemonade Stand here.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
I'll sell Fiery Katana and I'll pick up the Signet Ring. Signet Ring at the start of each hour, gain 10 max health. You also have +1 income. I just like that a lot. Masterpiece is pretty comfortable being sold soon, though. Right. Guardian's Gorge. Enchantment item with shield effects. Giving that to the weights would give it the ability to scale shielding of other items. Which could be cool. Although that's just bandages at the moment. Sanguine Valley. Enchanted weapon with lifesteal. I mean, like Proboscis or Yo-Yo. Sirocco Steps. Enchantment item with haste effects. I mean, what would carry it the best? Weights would give haste to 2 items for 2 seconds. Marbles is a problem here, because Marble says haste 2 items for 2 seconds when it activates. But I have done that before, and I think, I can't confirm it because I've only seen it happen once, I've not replicated this bug. But I think Marbles only hastes small items. Like, it might only be able to target small items. Yeah, I'm finding confirmation on Reddit for that. Okay. So Marbles is not the choice here. What about Proboscis? I mean, I'd like for Proboscis to be a heavy trigger. It only slows a single item for a single second. Ganjo? Ganjo hastes 2 for 2 seconds. That's not bad, but it's not abusable because Ganjo can't be made faster. Yo-Yo's a single haste. Matchbox, I imagine, single haste as well. Yeah, single haste for a single second. Yo-Yo's can only target small items, but the thing is, my small items are the ones I care about the most, so...
Boors don't take lunch breaks. Where's your hustle?
I think it might be weights. Because we are intentionally keeping healing items on board for this. And our weapons go off fast enough that we do get to full heal enough times that weights will trigger faster than a lot of other things. Okay, Forger upgrades an item. I really feel like the choice here is upgrading one of our infinite pieces. We just want it to go faster. Proboscis gets faster after 2 upgrades. Yo-Yo realistically gets faster after 1 upgrade right now, because currently it takes 2 full triggers for Yo-Yo to go off, whereas if I upgrade it, it'll only take 1 trigger, and then suddenly it goes off as many times as Matchbox and as many times as Ganjo goes off, rather than half as many times of each.
Kev does good work. We keep each other sharp.
Now that's quality.
They're turning over a new autumn leaf.
You do see these
Let's see if they'll fall. Or spring to the occasion. Summer, winter. They've got combat core. They've got, okay, 2 cores on the field as well as the alpha raid. They've got their own proboscis as well as a slowing setup. Thankfully, I'm slowing their items very effectively as well at the moment. Their damage is very good. Ooh. Petrifying Gaze for the full freeze against my items. I just got there. Thank heck for the heals from Succulents. Yeah, they were doing good enough damage and heavy enough damage early enough that my weights weren't getting the additional 2 seconds worth of charge because I was never overhealing. We need to make sure we're overhealing so that it actually gets the speed, because then it gives the speed to other things with the haste. Keener sells non-weapon items. Those are the things that matter the most, especially because my yo-yo is full level.
Counts for peace.
Billboard, at the start of each day, your items gain 1 value. Not really irrelevant to us. I'm going to sell Masterpiece because I need some space to work with here. I'll buy an ATM, which I will also sell. I will also buy a piggy bank
Feel our energies resonating.
to allow that to be increased in value by the rewards bank. That'll also be really easy to sell with the lemon stand on fields for a bunch of value. Vineyard, I wondered what would happen if this turned up. Every 8 seconds, heal equal to this item's value. When you use another item, charges 1 second. At the start of each hour, this gains 1 value. Vineyard's low quality right now, but it would be healing triggers that could happen based off of other charges. The only thing is, like, Succulents, Bandages, those are the 2 that I take off board. What's the 3rd? I can't take off Marbles, otherwise Proboscis shouldn't be on board. If I take Proboscis off board, Marbles being taken off board is losing a lot of power that the Vineyard otherwise gets. I could try and rely on the turbo weights for scaling all of my damage and take the Ganjo off field. That feels really risky, admittedly. But when the infinite is going off appropriately, Vineyard will be way better. I'm going to sell Globe and hold on to Vineyard for a little bit here and see what we can do with it.
For the good of all.
Middle sells medium items. There's a gumball machine. We're going to go to the medium items. Gumball machine is nice for the additional 100 max HP it gives us because we have Lemonade Stand. But middle items can still enhance weights and Ganjo.
Take your time. I'm pretty laid back.
Could even give me a gumball machine at the start of each hour. Spend 2 gold to get a gumball. I love doing that. I'm going to sell the rewards card and piggy bank in order to make enough space to hold onto Vineyard, Lemonade Stand, and a gumball machine.
For a free ride home.
And the gumball machine has a space for the gumball. Another masterpiece has come back. There's a flail and a close sign. Your regeneration, you have regeneration equal to the adjacent values properties. Not relevant to us here. Burninator bot. Let's see what you got, buddy. I mean, I know you have the flamethrower. You also have weak point detector. I'm just saying, these are all pretty cool tools you have access to, friend. I wondered what would happen if you did that. Flamethrower. Every 5 seconds, deal 2 damage. And then, deal burn equal to 1 times this item's damage. When it upgrades to diamond tier, it'll be 2 times this item's damage. Annoyingly, the real power of my weapons on board at the moment is that when they go off, they scale the healing of my endurance. And when the endurance items heal me, they trigger the turbo weights, speeding everything up, but also scaling the damage of my weapons. Replacing my weapons with flamethrower feels like it makes that a lot worse. Let's have a look at that last fight. Yeah, with only 1 item on board, the proboscis doesn't really get to scale its damage as much. Marbles does want to trigger as quickly as it possibly can. It will trigger faster when Proboscis has 2 targets that it can see. But Marbles might even be better served just staying adjacent to Matchbox and having turbo weights on the other side of it. That might just be a better position for it. Proboscis doesn't need adjacency. After it's gold, or sorry, after it's diamond tier, yes, it would. Vineyard does need to go on this board at some point. Lemonade Stand kind of misses the point. I don't think we need the Fiery Enchantment and then Matchbox to really get this going. In fact, if we had the Fiery Enchantment, we could have given it to Turbo Weights to also just scale the Matchbox in the fight, which it's already capable of doing. It would be more powerful on the Lemonade Stand, admittedly. But does that justify holding Lemonade Stand all of this time? Especially because I would have to drop Flamethrower right now. Literally just walk away from it. I'm going to ride the middle line by taking the Signet Ring. Mr. Tascari. Most of the Pygmalion unique skills are garbage for us. Most of them are related to property or regeneration and things like that. Not relevant. Fortis teaches shield skills and Reginald teaches heal and regeneration skills. Admittedly, the tool heal skill is the most important one. All of the other ones are kind of useless for us. Fortis, shield skills. I don't have shield related on board. You know what? Regen? Give it to me.
Regenerate if you don't have any wounds. In other words, this might hurt a little.
Endurance upgrade. When you use a weapon, give your healing items 20 additional healing for the fight. Admittedly, yes. I think I do want that to be faster. And he sells small items, and buddy, you gotta know. Oh, I gotta sell the flamethrower. Unfortunately, I missed out on gumballs. I don't want to have to field Dragon's Tooth in order to scale my weapon's damage. They already scaled the damage in the fight. Jewelry and Holiday, no thank you. Piggy bank. I can let it grow to 2 value and then sell it. That's investing 8 in it to get 6 gold back. Yeah, that's not worth it.
Ugh, window shoppers.
I know, right? Prospero sells you, economic items. Abandoned property. We've got to go to JJ for broad items.
I mean, a customer.
Phonograph. The item to the left of this has its cooldown reduced by 25%, and there's also a model ship. Hello, model ship. You could totally make your way onto the board at some point. Model ship. When you use an adjacent item, charge this 2 seconds. It's an aquatic and a vehicle. Phonograph at diamond tier would make model ship go infinite next to something. The only thing is I don't really have good shielding support. I could in the future, though. Do I get away from Vineyard? Do I sell Vineyard and pick up model ship? Honestly, setting up for a late game transition, I think I sell Vineyard, not Lemonade Stand because I don't need to yet, But I'm buying model ship.
If that
I'm
doesn't
buying
help,
phonograph.
come back for
I'll take the signet ring because I can actually hold it at the moment. We roll and we don't see anything we can afford to pick up after it, though. And now I'm selling the lemonade stand so that I can make space for the gumball machine. I'm trying to set up for a possible late game pivot if I need to make one. If people are starting to do damage that is more than my max health, then suddenly I need to focus on shielding rather than healing.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with.
They've got Rapid Thor, but I don't interact with that. Oh, that's a lot of poison on their field. I am thankful to have some good healing, but my enemy is also slowing me repeatedly. It's not difficult for them to slow me enough that I can't heal between their poison.
You fall like a boulder.
Yep.
I flow like a wave.
Fiery pufferfish. Unfortunately, because I never really got to heal at max HP, the turbo weights didn't go off that many times. I think marbles are supposed to be next to the matchbox. I think I messed up in ever moving those away from one another. Whether it would have made the difference there, couldn't tell you for the life of me. %3 crit chance to all my items on field. We love to see it. Give me more gumball machine, please. I'm going to take an epic battle against a monster, because Curio doesn't really have many things he can give me that I'd be interested in. The haste boots would be first and foremost.
You must think very highly of yourself to challenge me.
Reasonably. We've got infinite stuff. And you got a lot of small items to target for slow. I'd love to get Big Ego, your weapons have lifesteal, so that I can much more comfortably stay at max HP. Butterfly swords every 7 seconds, strike twice. Not enough. Gold tier loot item, gold tier item. I'm gonna go gold tier loot item, give me a cooldown reduction. I'll always take 2 experience, nothing wrong with that. Artisan Dunes gives an additional 2 burn to the matchbox. If it's going to be on field, it might as well do some. I mean, Enclave Revenant is easier for us than Pharos Khan. Makes it pretty easy to choose. Basilisk Fang every 3 seconds deal 10 damage while your enemy has poison. This has 25% crit chance for the fight. Okay, so it doesn't even gain crit chance with each poison application anymore. That got worse. 30 max HP, 3% crit chance. We'll sell the Basilisk Fang. Upgrade your leftmost item. I mean, like, if I hit the phonograph and then I put phonograph and model ship on field next to Yo-Yo, suddenly that's already infinite. Right? As soon as it triggers for the first time, it's going infinite. And then that's also infinite for the matchbox because of the model ship activating constantly. So marbles and matchbox. And then I would be... I have no healing on this board at all. So, like, succulents and bandages are a really bad way for me to be healing because they're bound to my cooldown, and I don't want to be as slow as my cooldowns. Another weapon for faster health scaling is nice. But I need routine applications of health, otherwise the turbo weights aren't really lifting their weight. This is the fewest upgrades to get the Infinite online, though. And in fact, it doesn't even need to be model ship that's being used in the Infinite. Right? Phonograph could just halve the cooldown time of Matchbox. So this is a plan to get Ganjo off-field. Okay. I think I see it. I think I see it now. I also don't have to want to rely on the cooldown of Ganjo. Our damage is currently being dealt by Matchbox in the early game. This will only increase that. Okay. We'll upgrade the Phonograph, and now it is cooling. The item to the left of it is cooldown reduced by 50%. I'll head to the BazaarCon and pick up the experience. So 2 seconds into the fight, the Matchbox will go off. When the Matchbox goes off, it'll cause the yo-yo to go off, which the Matchbox doesn't get in return. Never mind. Like that. 2 seconds into the fight, Marbles goes off, which causes the yo-yo to go off, which causes Marbles to go off, and then Marbles going off that many times causes Matchbox to go off. Yo-Yo's already going to be triggering as many times as possible. So it doesn't need things with a good adjacency necessarily. And Marbles will be doing the same. Okay. Mysterious Portal. Show me what you got. Jewels. Oven mitts. Every 6 seconds, hasten 9 for 2 seconds to shield 10. When you burn, charge this 1 second. It's not bad, because the burn from Matchbox, but it's a very slow. Black Pepper, every 7 seconds burn 2, and then charge adjacent items 1 second, multicast of 2. Admittedly, if I didn't need to heal, or if that carried a healing component, that'd be much easier to field. I was wondering what would happen if this specifically turned up. Knife set. Every 5 seconds, deal 30 damage. When you use a weapon, charge this 3 seconds. I'm gonna take it, but the thing is, I don't have anything that makes my weapons make each other stronger. But, like, I can totally see a future where, like, Proboscis and Marbles aren't even on this field. Actually, I guess Marbles can stay. So Knife Set has a cooldown of 2.5 seconds. When you use a weapon, charge this 3 seconds. And then Yo-Yo has a cooldown of 4 seconds. When you use an adjacent item, charge this 4 seconds. So they'll just pass back and forth until the enemy is dead. The only thing is, without them gaining damage while they're doing that, it makes no difference. So I want to get regenerative on one of them so that the turbo weights is triggering faster. Pickled Peppers, every 10 seconds burn 5. When you burn, this gains 5 burn for the fight. And then finally, Rolling Pin. When this gains haste, it gains additional damage. No thank you. Zach Bleh. I could try and halve the cooldown time of weights. In a world where I know weights is healing appropriately, yes. But that's not yet this world. Love to see a restorative upgrade. Oh, they have Foreboding Winds, so we're going to get up to 100% crit chance on all items on the field very quickly. Foreboding Wind was anytime any player uses an item, all items gain 2% crit chance for the fight. And yeah, Yo-Yo and Marbles were just triggering every single activation. Matchbox and Proboscis were triggering half as fast as that. Just because of how slow our healing triggers are, the turbo weights weren't going that quick either. Proboscis could totally go off of this field, as long as Proboscis, Succulents, and Bandages are giving way to some healing. Which, like, a higher quality Vineyard? 3 damage for all of our weapons. Eating contests. I'm gonna go to Quixel. Small and medium items. Possibility of getting... Oh. I'll happily hold the model ship upgrade. It really depends on what skills show up in the future. Like, for instance, if we end up with a skill that says, when you shield, do something, and that do something could be, you know, increase the damage of your weapons, you know, specifically that would be the best one. Then the model ship is much easier and much more beneficial for us to field. So I'm just going to hold it. Cash register and washi. No, thank you. I'll hold the business card. There's a keychain for using a property, but I don't have any properties. I hold the business card so that if I go to the BazaarCon event, I can get 3 experience rather than 2. Gumball machine, eh? It's time to get rid of the Ganjo. That's not going back on field. Proboscis is not sold in our shop, unfortunately. As in pigs shops. So, not particularly excited about getting that. I'll buy a bunch of marbles here. I'm specifically just looking... Marbles, gumballs. I'm specifically just looking for the blue ones. For crit chance. And we've given 12% crit chance the entire board. Pretty good. Fortis teaches shield skills. Rukon teaches weapon skills. But Adira is teaching diamond tier skills. And the problem with, like... Adira is so powerful.
I am not prideful.
Yeah, there's shield bash. When your enemy uses a non-weapon item, charge a weapon 1 second. It's also first time you fall below half health each fight, double your item's crit chance, and first time you fall below half health each fight, use your highest shield item. None of those are relevant, but shield bash. That'll speed up the resolution of some of my stuff, but realistically, what shield bash is here for is when I get later game, if I get much later game, I might just want to put on a big weapon and shield bash so that I can skip over the top of other people's infinites. Ooh. I'm gonna go for Boss Harrow.
I'll do this one myself.
I'm here for a good reason. Assault Focus says when any non-weapon items use, slow it for 2 seconds. If we have that, the Proboscis is just constantly attacking. Happy to get rid of the bayonets. Artisan Dunes give us the opportunity to get 2 more burn on our matchstick. Middle sells medium items. Sharpening kit is there, but middle sells medium items, and I would really love almost nothing more than upgrading our turbo weights at this point. Ooh, Atlas Stone! Every 6 seconds, deal 1 damage. Then, double this item's damage for the fight. Here's the problem. We need to give that damage to start with. Like, we need to give it a reasonable amount of damage, and then it needs to hit a couple of times. So basically, it needs to start with a good amount of damage. With Shield Bash, we can make it hit the enemy. The only thing is it has no damage. So it'll hit them for nothing. What we want is something that has 6-second cooldown and hits them for 3,000. This can get to 3,000, and it can get to 6,400 immediately after. But the road there will be too slow. T said, when you use a non-weapon item, permanently gain 2 max HP. And then every 6 seconds, heal equal to 4% of your max HP. If any fight lasted really, truly long enough, that could be a good item to sub onto the field just so that I get more healing, more max HP out of the fight. I don't think any fight lasts long enough that I get enough HP out of that to be happy that I did it.
You leave it behind, someone else finds it. It all works out.
Basically, it comes down to whether or not my enemy is capable of killing me between the healing triggers of my healing items. That's ultimately what a lot of these fights are going to come down to. Accumulating a good amount of burn on me might do that. It doesn't, but it could have. Another red gumball. I'm going to go to Jules Cafe because if we win the next day end fight, that's our last fight. So I'll relax, getting 600 more HP. And then I'll have a hearty breakfast to get 700 more max HP on top of that. I'm just going to go to the battlefield for a small weapon. It's Gavel. Cool. And I can sell that. Void Golem, I don't do enough damage and heal myself, or rather, I don't shield on a fast enough trigger to survive against your Caltrops, unfortunately. I'm going to go back to Boss Harrow for the possibility of picking up Assault Focus again. There it is. When any non-weapon item is used, slow it for 2 seconds. Keener sells non-weapon items. There's a gumball machine. Let's look at Keener's non-weapon items, though.
War.
My healing and turbo weights just got a lot slower as well. I feel like maybe I should now be pivoting to rely on the damage of the matchbox. Gancho's back.
I feel like you're not being fully present with me.
Finn's Big Bite for HP. Kev's Armory. We're getting towards the area where it's not unlikely that Kev tries to give me Fort, which I would love to see. So Proboscis and Yo-Yo want to stay on field because they're the scaling of succulents. But Turbo Weights is not really scaling their damage. I think I field Model Ship now. So our damage carrier now is the amount of speed with which we can trigger Proboscis and Matchbox. Ooh, that's a weapon build. That's a multi-shiny knife set? Wait, just multi-striking because it's got retooled. Cool. My shielding has been pretty pretty important for keeping them at base so far. Unfortunately, the perma-slow on my healing items is really getting to me. They froze one of my healing items. We still got it to go off in time, but then collapsed. They had diamond teeth. Ugh. Diamond fangs giving 30% cooldown reduction to all of their small items, including the isocoric freezer. Every 2.8 seconds was freezing a small item for 4 seconds. That was really valuable for him. I need another enchant. That's what I really
My
need.
battle days are over, but my weapons crave more.
Yeah, those aren't weapons I want to
Long
use.
enough to reconsider.
Upgrade your leftmost item. I mean, it feels like it should be Matchbox, and then Matchbox again later.
That's quality.
I still have Fate yet to strike me, so this gives me a little bit more time to work with here. There's Vineyard. Like, the problem with this build right now is that I don't have Vineyard.
Profit is profit, according to the GSM and
It's only silver quality, but I think I need it. I want to keep Phonograph. Like, Phonograph and Model Ship will go off infinite next to one another. Proboscis is here so that I can actually benefit from the assault focus. It'll slow a lot of items, but if my enemy is not infiniting, it will slow theirs worse than mine. Obviously, succulents and bandages can go off board. I think it's marbles. I think marbles is the other item that leaves this board.
items, small items, grotesque excess.
Matchbox is my damage, though. I've got some time to figure this out. Trash Titan, show me what this looks like. So I'm slowing based off of their item usage, and I'm also using my items faster based off of their item. Well, actually, the Proboscis triggers off of my own item usage, easily. We got up to a really successful amount of healing there very early.
I've come too far to let you stop me.
I don't think I'll ever have space for the knife set, so I'll sell that. Oh, I wanted to look at the thing rather than... Oops. Well, Epic Fight gives us another opportunity to look. Veteran Octopus. I'll fight you. You have no non-weapon items to use, so I don't really expect I'll be able to trigger Assault Focus on them, but I can trigger it on myself, and it's completely fine. Vineyard's still triggering a lot faster than having 2 small healing items that have to wait for their cooldown, especially because my enemies can slow and freeze those small items much more easily.
Not all Jabalians are pacifists.
I just walked straight past the... Whoops. Fortis, shield, skills, Reginald, heal and regeneration, Rukon, weapon skills. Fortis, show me some scaling of some kind.
You'll barely even need an offense.
When you shield, your weapons gain 6 damage for the fight, says Sharp Corners. Thank you. Now I have damage.
Here's you. Shield goes in the middle. Simple, right?
We go to Bazaarcon and use our business card to get 3 full experience points. Alright, Sunset Bubbles. Please just be a surprisingly pushover build here so I don't have to figure out what to do. Please, don't make me think. That's gonna scale a lot of shielding very effectively. They've got Blizzard online at the start of each fight, freeze all non-weapon items for 2 seconds. They also rapid thawed out of their own Blizzard, rudely. They're stacking a stupidly high amount of poison on me very quickly here, unfortunately. Yep. Vineyard, you need to be faster. Is there ever a world where we're just like, no, we're going all aggression. No Vineyard on board. No Vineyard needed. I wonder if that would have done significantly better for us. 2,000 poison pretty early from a Radiant Pufferfish. The Blizzard freezing all non-weapon items at the start of the fight. Them hasting 4 items at the start of the fight. And unfreezing all items on their side because of Rapid Thaw. And having a Fiery Astrolabe, which has multicast from Retool. They have a really ridiculous build. Alright, Fate.
A solid gem with glittering moments.
Mirkwood Bayou. Model ship would poison for 1. Phonograph would poison for 2 when the model ship is used. Fiery... No, it's not fiery. It's just Matchbox. Matchbox does it for 1. Yeah, poison's one of the worst things that we could have gotten here. That is the largest amount of poison I can get out. By giving it to the Proboscis, to the Toxic Phonograph there. I'll take my extra 1,000 HP from a level up option. Bakun, you sell medium and large, don't you? Why don't you show me a good one? Jabalian Drum, Ice Cream Truck, Stained Glass Window, not relevant for our builds. There's Bushel. So Bushel would trigger every... Like, the model ship will trigger Bushel every 2 times it activates. Which would give me my fast healing. Which means that the turbo weights can start scaling their damage that way as well. But the turbo weights aren't needed on that board. I think I take Bushel, and I think I field it. I think for us, Bushel is a faster Vineyard. And we get our healing scaling from endurance, and we get our damage scaling from sharp corners, which is both of the things the turbo weights are accomplishing. Turbo weights are also giving haste, but none of my items should be running off of haste. They should just be charging. Andy, would you like to upgrade any of my small items, please? It's lovely to see you anyway.
Cheap junk. Go see Curio.
Lord of the Wastes. Leveling up to level 19 will give us another enchantment choice.
The Outlander way is truth. Someday you will see.
Ah, Flamberge. I can get rid of Vineyard now. Deals quadruple crit damage, and I will be selling it. Grandmaster sells skill upgrades. Yes, please. Sharp corners, scaling damage faster, honestly, is probably what we need here. Okay, we can get lifesteal on a weapon. We can enchant an item with slow effects. Proboscis. Proboscis is already triggering really quickly. Like, I think it's lifesteal. I think it's more sources of healing so that I can keep up with what my enemies are doing. I think Celestial Conduit for not being able to slow freeze or destroy my items is nice. Bushel would slow a single item. Model ship would slow a single item. Yeah, okay. I think it's lifesteal. I think it's lifesteal for as much health as I can keep. Keeney sells non-weapon items, but I'll take 380 max HP. Nothing to turn one's nose up at. Even this late. Zargathrax. It's you or me. And I hope it'll be me. Best of luck to you, buddy. I clicked on you. Yeah, there we go.
My dreams are too big.
It's time to start the fight. I did the clicking. Oh, they're going to be freezing everything at the start of the fight with the blizzard as well. Oh, that's a Ballista and it's radiant. I'm going to have to do real stuff to get anywhere here. Wait, does my enemy have a... How are they freezing all of my stuff constantly here? It's getting really dangerous. And the Ballista got us. They freeze an item for 6 seconds first time they use their core. They had... Oh, Frozen Shot. The first time you use your when you use your slowest weapon, rather, freeze a smaller item for a second. And all of that with a Chrono Barrier, increasing enemy cooldowns by 1 second. I'll take my 9 wins.
The elder told me
My
I never listened.
my kingdom for a fort. Can't be too mad going with a model ship next to a phonograph. It's a nice kind of, what do they call it? It's a nice rumpus room setup right there. Sharp corners. Shield Bash didn't really end up doing that much work. I didn't end up really going for the weapons for it. Assault Focus, when any non-weapon item is used, slow it for 2 seconds, and then a Proboscis as well. Admittedly, quite fun. Proboscis and Marbles also quite fun together. I'll happily take 2 chests. And I think I even have some to... Ooh, nice. A little bit more rank as well. I even think I have some to pop open here at the end of the episode. Indeed I do. Give me 10 of your best. Oh, I think that's still a new dually skin for me, though. I'll leave those next 2 until I've earned 8 more to open with them, and for the moment, I'll say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been The Bazaar. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add a Bob thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Tyler. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.